Good morning. I am live in Santa Cruz, California, and it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Witecki. I am the Sensei to Sirius Joy, here to stand in my heart each day and walk in the light. Thank you so much for joining me on my light walk today. I am lovecasting live in 5 dimensions from the beautiful temple of Gaia in Santa Cruz, California, in a backyard of one of our Namaste ambassadors on Friday. Thank God it's Friday. You really got to build it up on Friday. Friday, June 26, 2015. And this is your weekend and Friday forecast for the sun in Cancer. And that's where we are. We're in the cycle of the sun in Cancer. That means human beings on the earth are changing the way they feel about things. In fact, the way I would coin today and through the weekend is that we are emotionally maturing. And I don't have to tell you, that's no fun, okay? But I'm going to try to make it fun because I am the Sensei to Sirius Joy, and I think we're supposed to enjoy this whole kind of craft down the river, the lazy river of life. So today I'm going to help you with just that. In your personal Sensei, we're going to talk about belonging. We're going to talk about what it's like and how you nurture yourself from one belonging to another belonging. And if you don't know what I mean by belonging, don't worry. I'll explain that also in your personal Sensei. Then later after the break, in your Zodiac weather, I'm going to tell each and every one of your signs where you can expect your feelings to change in your life probably this weekend. Not just one place, but 2 places. But before we dive into the details of your life or your rising sign, let's first start the day with your personal Sensei. Good morning. This is your personal Sensei for Friday, June 26th, 2015, and we'll give you some sound advice for the whole weekend. Well, today the sun is in Cancer, and so human beings are working on their emotional state of awareness. And you might have had some real high tides and heavy emotion last few days. As I've been teaching, we've been looking at how we feel about things. Many human beings will actually procrastinate and not pay attention to their feelings until this time of the year. A lot of people will be trying to feel how they feel about things, but won't really sharpen until this time of the year. The good news is you will sharpen over the weekend. In fact, I'm coining this weekend as emotional maturing. We're all going to emotionally grow up. And it comes down to today's ruling step, which is I belong, step 4. Step 4 is the I belong consciousness. And this is what is also known as Aquarius, or the age of Aquarius consciousness. In fact, it is human beings' ignorance to the I belong consciousness that keeps human beings from living happy right now. It's actually what's in the way of Sirius Joy. We don't have a lot of Aquarius awareness. The Aquarius awareness is the sense of whether or not you belong in a situation. It's just that simple. So when you walk down a dark alley and you go, uh-oh, something's wrong here, I don't belong here, that's your I belong state of awareness. There's literally something in you telling you you don't belong in this part of the matrix right now. Now the force behind the I belong consciousness is our heart. This is why it is a highly sophisticated vibration, I belong. You have to first be in touch with your heart. You have to be in touch with your feelings. You have to protect yourself, and only then can you really know where you belong. Today we are in our feelings, and we are searching for where we feel we belong. And not just today, but through the whole weekend and the first couple of days of next week, we will be feeling for where we belong. And you might be feeling for where you belong at work, for where you belong in the family, for where you belong in a neighborhood, for where you belong as far as with a lover, or where you belong in a marriage. I mean, this applies to anything, including where you belong in the room when someone's taking your picture. You always default to a certain belonging, and in that belonging is a dynamic of the heart and how the heart feels about everything, whether you're aware of it or not. Okay? So we are working on the I belong. We're working to feel different. And then today in your conscious cooking, I'm going to help you with just that. So remember, we are consciously cooking up a new reality. And because the sun is in Cancer, we are cooking up a new way of feeling. A new way of feeling about ourselves, a new way of feeling about our life, a new way of feeling about everything if we go that far with it, if we're willing to transform our soup that far. And yesterday we were experimenting with flavors. So did you experiment with some flavors, some different beliefs? Like, how does it feel if you believe this? How does this belief feel? How does that belief feel? Yesterday was a big learning day, putting some things together, connecting to people, sharing and trading information. That was yesterday. Today, you're kind of sitting on all that information and you're going, what am I going to do with this? Where do I belong? What am I supposed to do with that information? Where does that information belong? Basically, this desire to sort. Now, this desire to find where things belong can create anxiety in people. I find that a lot of people who don't know where they belong get really uncomfortable in their own skin. In fact, Aquariuses are quite often very uncomfortable in their own skin because they are major innovators, and whenever they're hanging out in lower vibration, they are uncomfortable because they don't belong there. You know what I mean? And they're just like, so if an Aquarius is kind of jumping up around you, they probably don't belong where they are in that moment. You might want to set them free, not make them stay there. So we're starting with the broth of our emotion. That's the basis of our conscious soup, okay? And today we add the right ingredient. So as yesterday we were trying things to see how they tasted, now tomorrow, the next day, we're looking to add the right ingredient. The ingredient that belongs in our soup the most. So you might ask, well, how does one determine that ingredient? And the answer is love. All right? So what we have to do is we have to determine, out of all the flavors we have tried of feelings in the last few days, what feeling did you love the most? What feeling felt the most home? And if it wasn't presented to you in the last few days, okay, go back in time. What would you say? What type of feeling do you belong with the most? Ignore the circumstances. Ignore that it was temporary. Ignore what it cost. Ignore even who you were with, because that's not relevant. The point is you felt at home. You felt you belonged at this one place and in this one time. And that is the one ingredient we want to add to our soup. Whether we have recent evidence of it, or we have to bring in evidence from a long time ago. Like, boy, that first marriage, man, I really belonged to that and I really blew it. And a lot of people will kick themselves for letting something like that go. If you manifested it once, you can manifest it again, and it will be completely different with new surprises, okay? But the way you get there, says Sensei to Sirius Joy, is you get real clear on what it feels like when you're in that situation, and how you feel like you belong there, and how your heart feels like you belong there. A lot of people, okay, who want to manifest things like winning the lottery and stuff, they're not really emotionally feeling like they belong there. They are still surprised by it, can't believe it, don't bring their heart to really say so. And so it is, says the universe. Now, if you pick the right steam, okay, if you pick the right flavor, the steam that comes off of the right flavor of your conscious soup is I think. It's a new way of thinking. So you'll say, I think this is it. I think I belong here. The mind is the next step, step 5, from belonging, step 4. So this is how consciousness builds. That's why I teach this Sirius Joy, how to build conscious, grow it up, your soul garden, all the way up to full blossom, right? So we're at the point of, well, where do we belong? And then you say, oh, I think I belong here. And then we go to step 6 is, yes, I do belong here. And then step 7, I sense I do. And then step 8 on Monday, which I'll get to. But don't worry about all that. That was a foreshadow. I just need you to pick right now where you belong. So, given that sense, we want to get to new thinking about our feelings. We want to think differently about where we belong. Your phrase of the day. Let's go into that real quick. Today, I feel my belonging, and I think I can get there. I feel my belonging, and I think I can get there. You see, by this, we actually go ahead and feel that belonging, and once we identify it, and we go ahead and tell the mind right away, okay, and not only do I think that's it, I'm going to go ahead and take it to step 6. I think I can get there. All right? So one more time to keep it in the mind for the whole weekend. I feel my belonging this weekend, and I think I can get there. And so it is, because I said so, I thought so. One thing I'll point out, I said, I think I can get there, but not this weekend, okay, folks? You tell yourself we're getting there. We take this one conscious step at a time. Now, your soul assignment through the weekend, should you choose to accept it, is to choose one place in life you belong. So I belong in that penthouse. I belong married to a woman like that. I belong having kids like that. I belong, okay? So identify one belonging that you have this weekend, all right? and then come up with 3 ways it might happen. All right? So 1 belonging, 3 ways it can happen. And I'm going to give you one more thing to meditate on if you think about that. As you're going, I belong here, and it can happen this way, and this way, one more condition I challenge you on is to change the fuel in which it happens with each belonging. So in the first belonging, it's like, well, I can get there by winning the lottery. Okay, the fuel there was money. Now give me a different fuel. How will you get there a different way from a different fuel? Okay, well, I can get there through love, someone's generous donation. Okay, yeah, that is a different fuel, and so on and so forth. So your soul assignment to the weekend, pick one place you belong, find 3 ways to get there, make sure they're each fueled a different way. I am just helping your mind stretch as your sensei, okay? Now, let's close this little journey here with your weekend's joy quest. Your joy quest, should you choose to accept it, my friend, is to open that magical door. Remember yesterday we said find the magical door? Well, don't worry if you haven't found it. You're still looking for belonging today. You're still going to get your mind on it. You're still going to go through that. So today through tomorrow, you'll still figure that out. But your joy quest, should you choose to accept it, is to open that door. When you see or find a place that you belong, like you go, I think this is the job I belong in. I think this is the relationship I belong in. I think this is the car I belong in. When you see that, open the door. Go look at that car. Go to the dealership. Go say hello to that person. Don't walk through the door, okay? Not till you talk to me on Monday. But open it and see what it feels like when it is open. Just take it in baby steps so we'll get there. So do not walk through, but open the magical door this weekend. And we come back on Monday. We'll continue this journey together. Now for spiritual calisthetics, these are just simple exercises I want to leave you guys with. And you'll find that on Monday, I start doing this kind of sitting Indian style on the ground with you so we can do it together. But I just give this to you because I think we all need tools. The chakras are excellent points of focus, and they allow us to focus on not just the color, it's the whole consciousness that comes with it. And right now, we are, of course, in Cancer, which is emotion. And emotion comes from our gut, okay, our gut instincts. I feel it in my gut. I got something wrong in my gut. I got butterflies in my gut. It's usually yellow. So one quick little calisthenic you can do is breath work. Breath work is how we are intimately connected to God consciousness here on earth. We intimately breathe God in, we exhale God out. We breathe God in, we exhale God out. That is really what's going on. So if you breathe white light in through your crown, just imagine white light coming in through your crown and out through the front of your yellow. Imagine all of your troubles blasting out. Chunks of garbage, however you want to imagine it. It's your creation, it's your imagination, and it will all work. Your soul understands what you're trying to say. Okay? So just go ahead and use your imagination. Now, if you do 3 in the front, you will clear out what's going on in your future. If you do 3 through the back of your yellow, you will clear out baggage you were attached to emotionally in your past. And if you want to be a superhero, do 12 breaths. That'll clear out your entire soul's manifestation connection to emotion. All right, 12 in the front and 12 in the back. Now, one more chakra to calibrate would be our crown chakra. That's because the I belong consciousness is ruling pretty hard this weekend. And the way to clean the crown, because it opens up to the top, is to bring white light through the crown and then down all the way through the root and into the earth. So we clean the crown with 3 down and through, right? Or 12 if you want to stay completely clean. And then, of course, the I think state of awareness is also yellow once again. So we go back to the yellow and we do 3 more breaths for our thoughts in the yellow versus our feelings, and 3 more in the back for our old thinking to release that. And that, my friend, will spiritually calibrate you. Now, for those who are watched over my personal Sensei service, today at 9 a.m., I'm going to actually give you some pointers on where, according to your artificial intuition information, AIT information, where we see magical doors possible for you. So I'll text where I see magical doors possible. At 3 p.m., I'll tell you which part of you will likely be the part of you to notice the door. So in some cases, it might be your feelings that notice. In some cases, it might be your ego. You'll feel defensive. So at 3 p.m., look at my text that talks about what to look for in order to find the magical door, and of course, open it. And for our final calisthenic, let's do today's telepathy. Today's telepathy is a little game where I'm sending from my temple to yours a little extra buzz around one of these three Cancer characters. And the theme today is these are Cancer male mega cancers. Okay, these are male mega cancers, which means they are big cancers that do big, bright energy on screen. Which of these mega cancers, however, am I thinking of? I'll have the answer, of course, when we come back after our break. Is it mega cancer Harrison Ford? Or number 2, mega cancer Tom Hanks? Or number 3, mega cancer Robin Williams? Which of these cancers am I thinking of? I'll have the answer right after this break. What does it take to find love these days? What's your greatest strengths? How do you love? I'll tell you all the nuances about you, dating, what kind of gifts you want, what kind of marriage you want, what kind of person you want to live with and don't want to live with, and of course how you love, how you lust, what you're drawn after, who chases you, and your greatest lesson, which is often a weakness. Your birthday love and lust report has that answer. We'll reveal your secrets on video at secretsofbirthdays.com. And welcome back to Namaste today. And for the answer to today's telepathy, I'm thinking of a mega cancer. All three of these men are mega cancers, and you know they're all big blockbuster mega cancers, and they really get to our hearts in one way or another. But which mega cancer was I thinking of? Was it number 1, Harrison Ford, number 2, Tom Hanks, or number 3, Robin Williams? And the answer is Robin Williams, which you might have felt. I don't know. How's your telepathy doing? But I want to pay a little tribute to Mr. Williams. I think he's a fantastic soul, such a bright soul. The first gig I ever had was on What Dreams May Come, the film, on Treasure Island, actually, off of the coast of San Francisco. And his vibration was amazing. I've always honored his work. I think he's an amazing soul. He's greatly missed. And I definitely send him lots of love all the time in my prayers. So thank you, Mr. Williams. Now, he was a Grandmaster, Step 27 Cancer. Step 27 is ruled by I Act, I Am. So this is a guy who could basically put into motion how he felt into action. And that's what he was. He was a brilliant, emotional improv artist and so funny, I think. One of the funniest comedians we've ever had. So, Mr. Williams, I hope you're having a good time up there in heaven and having a good laugh up there, laughing at earthlings and how silly we can be. So moving on to today's rock and roll gospel, we're looking at cancers. And the one thing I've said about cancer musicians is, boy, they can just get to your heart. You know, because they're feeling the emotion, and so we are feeling the emotion when they're singing it. And today's musician for the weekend is one to help you kind of let go of some of the more negative spaces in your life. You'll see what I mean in just a minute, but first let's talk about the artist. I'm speaking about Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt is a Cancer, born July 15th, 1946, and she is a Step 22 Cancer. So she's a Grandmaster Cancer also, and she operates in the 4, I Belong. So this is a woman who could belong with all sorts of music, who could bounce off of all sorts of vibrations, and was an innovator, I Belong, and an innovator in that sense. And truly she was one of the most powerful singers, female singers, to do well. You know, when women and singers were starting to get some independence there, right? When they weren't under labels and under all so much control. So the song I chose for you to kind of salute away anything that's not good for you is You're No Good. Remember this song? You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. I remember this in the 70s. Baby, you're no good. I think you just need to sing You're No Good to any situation that's no good and let it go, my friend. And let yourself go where you belong. And if you're having a hard time saying goodbye to where you don't belong, put on a little Grandmaster Cancer, Linda Ronstadt, and sing You're No Good. All right? So let's move on to today's Cosmic Clock and your Zodiac weather. And here we are with your Cosmic Clock. Well, looking at the Cosmic Clock and through the weekend, today Step 4 rules the day, and the Sun is still conjuncting Mars. Mars has finally moved to Step 1. That means that not only are we moving forward with the motion, but we're very aggressively moving forward. Now that aggression can turn to anxiety if it's not managed well, incidentally. So you want to definitely use that aggression for your benefit. Get up off the couch, put yourself in the gym. Otherwise, you may find that that aggression gets the best of you. Now the moon is in Scorpio today and through the weekend, and that's also part of some of our heebie-jeebies. In the beginning, tonight through tomorrow, Friday through Saturday, emotions will be sensitive to where the limits are and where the boundaries are. But by Sunday night, you'll be making some sort of emotional commitment to what you call the end line, where the boundary is. Or in some cases, you might be saying, okay, I'm going to lift this boundary up. I'm going to let myself try something new. So emotions are deep and boundary sensitive all weekend. And we have a grand trine. 3 planets come into a grand trine right now. The moon in Scorpio, Neptune in Pisces, and the sun in Cancer. So today through tomorrow, you are feeling literally your entire emotional parameter, feeling it for where the boundaries are, feeling it for how you feel. And with Neptune in this equation, you're intuitively sensing if there's really any true problems. Now on Saturday, step 5 rules most of the day, so it's going to be a very pensive day. Saturday is a good day to talk, get things off your chest, share with people, reach out and touch someone in a sprint way, AT&T, but basically realize that you're going to have deep emotions in your heart. So Saturday is a very deep emotional day with a lot of mental activity. On Sunday, it's bright and joyful, I'm happy to report. The moon will still be in Scorpio and very deep, but it will cross Saturn. So on Sunday, it'll be somewhat of a serious day as you are really contemplating serious joy, which means you might have to get serious about a certain boundary. And as the moon crosses Saturn, as you go to bed on Sunday, you'll find that you know what you're serious about. But before you get off all serious, let's take a look at the moons of each of your brothers and sisters today, and a special weekend soul vitamin. And for your soul vitamin, it is sponsored by the moon in Scorpio and crossing over Saturn. And I'm going to tell you where in your life your feelings are likely to shift. So where in your life are your feelings likely to shift for each of the 12 zodiac signs in the 11 steps to Sirius joy, starting with the secret and private step 0's, the Scorpios. Scorpios, sunny and quite cool actually with the moon in their sign, but you may find that your feelings change or shift over the weekend when it comes to your ego's defenses and your ideas about career. Step 1, the Leos, sunny, nesting, and resting this weekend, kind of recharging their emotional batteries, but you may find that your feelings change when it comes to your home and wanting certain freedoms. Step 2, the Cancers, sunny and childlike today and through the weekend, but you may find that your feelings change when it comes to love and your value system, what you value and what you don't. Step 3, the Sagittarius is cloudy and spiritual, probably private and kind of withdrawn this weekend, but you may change your feelings about whether or not you truly have faith and what your true soul purpose is. Step 4, the Aquarians, sunny and professional today, but you may find through the weekend that your feelings change about your career, and you might have feelings change about the partners you team up with. Step 5, the Geminis, cloudy and hyper aware of their health and reality this weekend, but you may find that your feelings change about your day-to-day work or certain connections that you have or want to discontinue. Step 6, the Librans, sunny and manifesting today and through the weekend, but you may find this weekend that your feelings change about money or values and how you put yourself out there in the social world. Step 7, the Pisces, sunny, learning, absorbing new facts this weekend, but you may find that your feelings change about what your true life purpose is and what your daily work ought to be. Step 8, the Capricorns, sunny and social through the weekend. They'll be out having fun, I think. But you may find that your feelings change about where you truly belong in the world. That could be a status, a job title, or a certain level. And your feelings may change about what you trust or who you trust. Step 9, the Aries, it's cloudy, private, a little withdrawn this weekend. But your feelings may change for how you trust yourself or others. And you may find that your feelings change about a certain someone or love. Step 10, the Tauruses, sunny and sentimental, maybe even romantic this weekend. But you may find your feelings change about certain partnerships, that's romantic or business, and you may find your feelings change about your home lifestyle. Then finally, the Virgos, step 11, sunny and chatty today and through the weekend, but you may find that your feelings change about your general attitude in life, so you may have a total attitude adjustment, and you may find that your feelings change about your faith. You might finally have greater faith, and that's hopefully where it's going to change. Now moving on to our Lightwalker Parade. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. I thank you ahead of time. And on Facebook, you can be our friend by coming to soulgarden.me. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter by following @Witecki. And, of course, if you'd like to purchase a reading or get a Secrets of Birthday or any of the spiritual products I offer, come on down to soulmart.me. And I'd like to remind you one more time to come on down and check out johnedward.net. He's doing 100 days of free summer and life and light coaching people through the summer. Give him a try. He is one heck of a guy, I got to say. Very nice gentleman, I have to say, indeed. So give him a try. It is free. And like I said, you'll even catch some extra segments of me on there. And I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. I am so grateful to be a part of your life, to be turned to for advice, and for you to show up week after week. Really, it makes me feel wonderful. I hopefully will see you in a city soon in your city soon come your way. But until then, know that I love you and live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.
So